너무 오랫동안 나오고. Into picture. Into picture. 사람들이 무슨 정치하는 움직이셔야겠네.
Okay, hello. Ari, can we start? Oh, sorry, I cannot hear your voice. Hi, Ari.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, we can start now. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Indonesia and South Korea's first virtual meeting. This meetup was created to facilitate technical exchange and familiarization between user groups in both countries. Surprisingly, the role of Asia in open infra is said to be becoming very important. So we are trying to do a lot of work to strengthen the connections between our Asian user groups and to connect with each other. So this meetup is the beginning of everything we are trying to do. Okay, so today we have 2 topics and 5 grateful speakers. First, from Indonesia, Ari and Aji talk about CEPHADM 101, and from Korea, Jaeseong and Jihye and WonGyeong will talk about study group of Skyline Project. Or maybe there are probably people out there who don't know about what Skyline is. So you can see why we focused on the Skyline Project and what is the Skyline Project. Okay, then let's start the first talk. Please give a big applause to Ari and Aji. Welcome to the Ari.
Okay, thank you, Singso, for the interaction. Let me share my screen first. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hope you all can see my screen. Firstly, thank you for joining and coming to this online meetup collaboration between Indonesia and South Korea user group. So today I gonna talk about the OpenStack and OpenInfra Indonesia user group, and then my teammate Aji Arya will be talk about CEPHADM 101. So my name is Ari. I'm coming from Bogor, Indonesia. Okay. Where is Indonesia? If you don't know where is the Indonesia, it's the distance between the Indonesia and South Korea is 430,022 kilometers from the South Korea. It's quite far. It took maybe 7 hours by plane. Last year I'm going to Seoul. It's quite far for me. Yeah, this is the Indonesia in the green one, and then the orange one is the South Korea. Okay, what is the Open Infra Indonesia user group? It is a part of the Open Infra Foundation. You can see the website openinfra.dev. Group for anyone in Indonesia who is interested in the OpenStack and the Open Infra project or services. Could be your starting point to get the OpenStack related job or contribute to the OpenStack or the Open Infra project. So our skill level are welcome. Please join us. Okay, the first one on 2018 until 2022, our group name is the OpenStack User Group Indonesia. And then the foundation changes the OpenStack Foundation, becoming to Open Infra Foundation. So on the August 2022 until now, we changed our name and handle to the OpenStack and the Open Infra Indonesia User Group with the new logo. This is our history. So if you see the logo from the left, before currently we use the right logo with the Open Infra User Group Indonesia. Okay, what we do after changes the name and the handle. The first one, I merged and moved the OpenStack.id and the OpenInfra ID mail server from the Irate Mail and so good the Google Workspace for nonprofit. So anyone volunteer and the organizer in OpenStack and OpenInfra Indonesia use the Google Workspace for their work. And then migrate from Telegram group to Slack channel for organize and volunteer coordination. I'm also submitted the Slack for non-profit organization. So we got the free tier. I mean the paid tier for the coordination. After that, we migrate Open Infra Days Indonesia website on 2021 and 2022 from GitLab to GitHub page. So anyone, if you want to contribute, just send us a pull request, so I will review and can match your code. And then the hard things, we migrate the OpenStack.id, which is use the WordPress platform to OpenInfra.id. We use Hugo and GitHub page, so you can contribute. Just submit the PR so you can match your code. I think it's easy one to anyone to contribute, create the website. And then we are built a new website for the annual event. The address is the events.theopeninfra.id. You can see the previous annual our event on that website. And then on the early 2023, I'm open recruitment for new volunteers, so we can get more volunteers to have this community bigger than bigger. So this is the current our activities. We do the regular meetups, online and in person. And then we are also active and involved in the Open Infra Asia community. So this is also the real collaboration with the South Korea. I'm very happy. And then we are still preparing the Open Infra Days 2023. This is still tentative and not confirmed. So just be waiting for the announcement. And then what next for our user group? We want to contribute to upstream project like on the South Korea user group do. They contribute to the project of the OpenStack. So we want to do that. And then collaborate to development UU billing. This is plugin OpenStack billing currently managed by one of my friend from my office. But this is a pure open source, no. So we can collaborate to develop the UU billing to get the billing on the OpenStack dashboard. And then I want to shout out and thank you so much for the volunteers. You can see the name and the hometown. We are coming from the different different area. I'm from Bogor, Aji Arya from Tenggarong, Bayu Aji and Yogyakarta, and so on. So we have a motto: if you see a need, just take the lead. So we don't have the leader in here. Anyone can be a leader. So if you need something, just take lead and just do it. This is our activity. We do the offline meetup and the online. So we move from city to another city. The first one is a meetup 12 in Bogor, which is my hometown right now. We collaborate with the Vocational High School 1 Cibinong. And then on 13, we do meetup in the Bekasi. We ran a co-working space. The name is E-Connecting Space in the Mega Bekasi Hyper Mall. And then on the 14 meetup, it is also in-person meetup. And we stream to the YouTube too. You can see the record on the YouTube. We are collaborate with the STT Nurul Fikri, the university in Depok. And then the 15 meetup, we do online meetup, collaborating with the OpenStack and the OpenInfra South Korea user group. So for the 16, I'm still don't know. It can be the online meetup or the in-person meetup. This is our annual event. This is on the first one in 2019. We do in person in Surabaya, East Java. Is took maybe 8 hours from my hometown by train. We had in the hotel Golden Tulip Legacy, and then pandemic happened, and 2022 we do the online meetup, online Open Infra Days. We use the hopping for the platform, collaborate with the Cloud Native Day Indonesia. Also same for the 2021, we do the online Open Infra Days. We use the StreamYard and YouTube. And then the last year, we collaborate with the Kubernetes Day. We coming back to the in-person meetup in Jakarta. The place it is Mesco Convention Hall. So for this year, we are still planning. Just wait the announcement soon, hopefully. And then I encourage to you all to become a speaker in our meetup. Just become a speaker and inspiring a people. You can submit your talk to the shortlink s.id/the OOID. That's a speaker. You can share your idea, knowledge, experience. You can see the guideline on the shortlink s.id/the OOID. That's guideline. Every talk are welcome. You can talk technical or non-technical. So become speaker and get exclusive swag for free. We are cover shipping, free shipping for you guys. Just submit your talk. So the last but not least, join us on Telegram group. We are very active in Telegram group. Just scan this barcode, or you can search us on t.me/the OpenStack Indo. If you have any question or inquiry, just drop on the Telegram group. Everyone can help you. And then follow us on the social media. I think that's all from me. The introduction of the OpenStack and the Open Infra Indonesia. I will pass this session to my teammate, Aji Arya. Are you ready, Arya?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, I think please give applause to Arya. The time is the screen is yours now.
Okay. Thank you, Ari. Thank you for the time given and the opportunity to be able to talk in this forum. I really appreciate the organizers, OpenStack and OpenInfra Indonesia and South Korea, for making this event possible to happen. Okay, hello everyone, and annyeong to my friend from South Korea. I'm live from Indonesia, and this talk I will be speaking about CEPHADM 101. Okay, before we go to the CEPHADM 101, let me introduce myself first. So my name is Aji Arya. You can call me Arya. I am OpenStack and OpenInfra Indonesia volunteer. So I've been volunteering to the OpenInfra website. So if you take a visit to OpenInfra website, some of part of the website that I have worked on. That was my volunteering experience. Also here about my professional life. So as a professional, I work as a cloud architect in 2 companies. The first company is Imtech, which company that I founded with Ari. So this is a system integrator company. And the second one is Flexi, PT Flexi Integrasi Dikdaya, which is a system integrator company. So if you have if you are interested in using professional services, you can contact me or these two company. Okay, let's get the overview of this talk. So our agenda today is we will talk about Chef, and then we will see what are the available options if we want to deploy Chef. We will talk about Chef deployment tools, and after that, from there and until the talk is finished, we will discuss about Chef ADM this and Chef ADM that, and etc. So who is the target audience for this? The target audience is the people or the person that has already uses Chef. So if you are not familiar with Chef, don't worry, you can watch it later because the stream is recorded. You can rewatch it anytime, anywhere you want. But for you who doesn't have heard about Chef, I will give you an overview about Chef. So what is Chef? So Chef is an open source software defined storage platform. It has 3 interfaces. You can access object storage, you can have a block storage, and you can have file systems within a single platform. So you don't need many different software of storages to manage your different needs. You only need one platform to have every single interface that you possibly need: object, block, and file. Besides of that, Chef is designed as a distributed architecture for high availability and fault tolerance. So you don't need to worry about losing your data because it's already designed for high availability and fault tolerance. And after that, it supports replications and erasure coding for data protections. So you don't need to worry if you have a worry or have an anxiety about, oh, my data will be corrupted, oh, I will lose my data if I have a hardware failure, or I have another unexpected event happen to my storage cluster. Don't worry, because in Chef you can have replications for data protection, or if you want to use more out of your storage, save more capacity, you can go for erasure coding, because erasure coding will make your replication more efficient. Another things about Chef. So Chef already got a wonderful integration with another software. It is widely adopted for infrastructure software like what OpenInfra Foundation has, OpenStack Project. In OpenStack, you can integrate Chef with some of their project inside, like Keystone. You can use Keystone for identity in Chef, so you can store user and token in Keystone to access your Chef cluster. And another thing, if you don't want to put your ephemeral storage in the compute node, you can integrate Nova with Chef. And if you want to put your cloud images outside of your local storage, you can integrate with Glance. I'm sorry, my screen is going dark. Oh, okay, let's continue. I have technical difficulty. My screen was going dark. I don't know why. And the next things, if we want to put our persistent volume of OpenStack out of the OpenStack itself, we can put it on Chef. We can integrate Cinder with Chef. And the other things, if you want to put your shared file system not inside the OpenStack, you can offload it to Chef. So in many ways, we can integrate OpenStack with Chef on different sub-projects. And the other things, the fun things, we can integrate Chef with Kubernetes. Either it's Kubernetes, vanilla Kubernetes, or any other Kubernetes distribution like OpenShift, OKD, or Rancher. Any Kubernetes distribution, you can integrate it through the Chef container storage interface. So many things you can do with Chef. Okay, that's the overview. Hopefully from this, you have a curiosity appear inside of you, so you have willing to learn more about Chef. Okay, talking about Chef, how can I have a Chef cluster? There is many ways to get a Chef cluster. The first way, of course, you can deploy it manually, but that is not the best practice because it's gonna take your time and it's gonna hurt your brain because managing something manually is the very old style and it's not really scalable. It's hard for us as an engineer. So the best way is just make the machine do it. So what are options do we have? We have, of course, we have the CEPHADM, which is the main point of this talk. So this is the best for common deployment. So this is the highly recommended by the Chef documentations. But do we have another options? Of course we have. We have Rook. So Rook is for special use case. If you want to manage our Chef cluster within a Kubernetes, so we can handle our cluster through a Kubernetes manifest, and through Kubernetes API, we can just deploy Rook. That is for Kubernetes. What if I have a lot of machines? I want to automate the installations of my operating system and my network configuration, my storage layout configurations. How can I automate from operating system to the Chef? You can just use Charm Chef. So this is the best for deployment with Juju plus Metal as a service, which I'm not going to cover this in this talk, but I've been using that on my client. This is the best for large deployment. Maybe if you handle more than 50 nodes, you want to do Charmed Chef instead of the other options. Okay, let's talk about what are the previous tools we can use before CEPHADM and this other two. Previously, we have Chef Deploy, which is a Python code that utilizes SSH to help the admin to deploy Chef. But this has been deprecated. So this tools is not tested on version of Chef newer than Nautilus. So it is not recommended if you want to use it. But if you just want to try, you can check out my blog. I've written about these tools, Chef Deploy. You can visit blog.ajiarya.com. Blog.ajiarya.id if you want to take a look. The other one is a Chef Ansible, utilizing Ansible configuration tools to deploy Chef, but this has been deprecated in favor for Chef ADM. So the community want to focus on a single deployment tools, that is Chef ADM. Okay, now we are getting to the main course. Chef ADM. What is actually Chef ADM? Chef ADM is a utility that is used to manage a Chef cluster. So the way we manage a Chef cluster is nearly similar to how we manage our Kubernetes cluster. If you can imagine, if you have ever experience with Kubernetes. But why do we should use Chef ADM while we have another options? So it simplifies Chef deployment and management. So it will be centralized on Chef ADM. And then it's leveraging containerizations and integrations with orchestration frameworks. So Chef ADM is the orchestration tools for managing Chef cluster. And the third one is to reducing complexity and operational overhead. So if you are a storage administrator, you would go for Chef ADM if you want to have time with your family and not spending much time with storage cluster. You should get more time with friends and family. Okay, next one, Chef ADM operation. In this slide, you will have an image. What if you are using Chef ADM to manage your Chef cluster? It is very simple. If you want to manage your components, just do Chef org daemon. And what do you want to do? It's either start, stop, restart, redeploy, anything you want, and then just define what components that you want to affect. In this example, let's say we want to start mon.demo chef 01. And then the Chef ADM will just do it for you. As simple as that. We don't have to go to the machines. We don't have to stop the daemon by using systemctl. We just do single command using Chef command. As easy as that. And what if we want to add more components to our cluster? It's the same. Just do it from the Chef command, chef org apply. What components do you want to add? In this example, this monitor. Just define mount, and then you tell which host should the Chef ADM deploy the monitor to. In this case, we are using label. The label is selecting host with controller label. It also works the same for manager and other components. And what if the component is broken and you want to delete it? You just do chef org daemon or amp, and then the components that you want to delete, and don't forget to add the option force to let the Chef ADM, you are sure that you want to delete the components. And this is the favorite things about Chef ADMs that helps me not losing time to upgrade cluster, not losing time during the midnight. Just do chef org upgrade start, and it will just upgrade your chef cluster to the version that you wanted. Chef org upgrade start, flag chef min version, and just define what version do you want. As easy as that. I hope from this slide you have an image of how Chef ADM daily operation will look like. Okay, this slides containing the summary of step-by-step of deploying with Chef ADM. So I don't have the live demonstrations, but for you guys, I've already created a guided lab, so you can try it yourself. I already attached the link below. I will share these presentations on the YouTube live chat later on. Just wait after I finish this talk. So the summary is, the first thing, we only need to install the container engine. It's either Docker or Podman. Just decide yourself. Are you more a Docker person or a Podman person? It's up to you. You can do it. And the second step is just install the Chef ADM. Install the binary. After you have the binary installed, you can go to the next step. Add Chef ADM SSH public key through other hosts. So just distribute the SSH key to other hosts that you are want to make them as a Chef node. And after that, just start deploying Chef services. You want to deploy the Chef Monitor, Chef Manager, Chef OSD, or until you want to have Rados Gateway, metadata server, you can do it. And after that, in the fifth step, you just enjoy your cluster. You will be happy. You can check out the guide. Maybe after the talk finish, I will just show you the cluster that I have created. But for now, this is the summary of steps you can do to deploy with Chef ADM. Let's continue. Okay, what if you have an existing cluster and you want to try Chef ADM? Oh, Arya's talk about Chef ADMs is so wonderful. I would have a beautiful life if I have a Chef ADM cluster. Don't worry, there is a way. Just do following steps. Make sure your Chef cluster is in version 15.2.x. Doesn't matter what is the minor version. If you have Chef cluster running below version 15, you have to upgrade it first using existing tools or manually to version 15 in order to be able to migrate to Chef ADM managed cluster. And the second step is you have to install Chef ADM on every host within the cluster. And the third step, you will start to convert your Chef daemon or your Chef system services to containerize Chef services. And after it, on the fourth step, you have your Chef ADM cluster. Happy. Next one. Upgrade with Chef ADM. This is again pretty simple. I already showed you a single line to upgrade, but you have to make sure your cluster is managed by Chef ADM. And then you have to plan your upgrade, because you have to know what version do you want and what upgrade method that you are going to do. There is all upgrade, or you want to staggered upgrade. Staggered upgrade means you will pick what components and what hosts you want to upgrade first gradually, or you can just do upgrade all at once. There is a different method in upgrading with Chef ADM. And then the third one is start the upgrade process. You just wait the Chef ADM do the job for you. You can drink your coffee, you can enjoy your sandwich or donut, whatever your favorite food is. And then eventually you will have your cluster upgraded. Happy life. Okay, that was but Arya, that is just the summary of the steps. Is it hard? Well, I mean, it's easy to me. You can try it yourself. I already created the guided lab. You can try it yourself. You can build it on public cloud or your personal home lab, or you can try it using your workstation. Just do virtual machine. So I already put it on my GitHub repository. You can check it out, github.com/Aji Arya/CEPHADM101. In this repository, you will have how to deploy with CEPHADM, how to deploy Chef manually, how to convert Chef to CEPHADM manage, and how to upgrade with CEPHADM. So the motivation of this talk actually will make the audience have the actual skills to do what I already tell you guys. And if you are using KMU KVM on your personal lab, you can check out my Terraform script generator for Liquid Provider to automate the virtual machine creations. You can check out the second link. Yes, I think that's my talk, but I already tell you guys that I will give you a little peek on the chef. Hang on, I will change the share screen. Okay, this is my terminal. So this is a chef cluster managed by CEPHADM. So I have 3 virtual machines, demo chef 01, 02, 03. Let's just use the CEPHADM command, chef org host list. You can see this is my virtual machines. If we check the chef cluster health, this is the health. If we want to see the components that are running on the cluster, check org ps. So we can have the view of the cluster. Here I have a manager, monitor, and OSD processes running. And I'm running on the latest version of Chef. Okay, hopefully you guys have an intention and curiosity to try it yourself. If you have any questions, please write it on the live chat. I think that's all from me. I am giving it back to Ari. Thank you guys for listening.
Okay, thank you, Arya, for amazing and excellent talk. Very inspiring. So, if anyone have a question, please write on the live chat. We will discuss after all sessions are finished. Thank you, Arya. Okay, move on to the next talk. Sengshu, you are still muted.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Okay, I will give this session for you. Please enjoy your time.
Okay, thank you. I will share my screen first. Okay, so I will introduce our user group. So the Korea user group was founded in the February 2011. That 2011 is very shortly after OpenStack came into the world. So we are now primarily active on the Facebook, but we are creating our own homepage for the people who don't use Facebook and to document the history of our communities. And we also have the YouTube channel so that we upload on all our videos to our YouTube channel so that so you can find what kind of activities and what kind of topics we talking in our meetup in our YouTube channel. But it is all videos are speaking in Korea, so maybe you have to use translator. We have over 7,300 members in our communities. While the growth trend is not high, the number of member is steadily increasing. And we are still working on making our own homepage, so that maybe we can release our first homepage before the Open Infra Summit in Vancouver. We have an 8 person in our organization, and everyone is an expertise in the OpenStack, and we have busy life, but we do a lot of things for our communities. So I tried to find the picture to the whole organizer in one picture, but but I cannot find that picture. Our user groups main activities are similar to other user groups. We have bi-monthly meetups and learn study groups to learn about the new open infra technologies. The Skyline project we are presenting today is also part of our user groups activities to learn new open infra technologies. And there are one special activities in upstream. Special activities is an upstream contribution. We run an upstream contribution mentoring program to train OpenStack upstream developers in South Korea. So I will talk about this later. And we are trying to collaborate with the global open source community to encourage our knowledge and the friendship with the other user groups. The Contribution Academy is an open source contribution mentoring program for university students and practitioners run by the South Korea government. We are participating in this program as an OpenStack project, and it is very difficult for people who are new to OpenStack to contribute to core components such as Nova and Neutron and so on. So we are contributing to the OpenStack SDK and OpenStack CLI project, which are relatively easy to access and easy to learn how OpenStack works. And there are still many features that need to be implemented in OpenStack SDK and OpenStack CLI. So if you are also interested in contributing upstream in OpenStack in Indonesia, so OpenStack SDK and OpenStack CLI is a good place to start to contributing the OpenStack. And we had a very fun study. Access Lab, the only company in South Korea that makes ARM servers. That company donated on ARM servers to our communities. So we experimented with running the open infra project such as OpenStack and Starlinux in an ARM server environment. And we do Open Infra Days Korea. In this year, it's a 2-day in-person event. And our event is co-hosted by 4 open source infrastructure communities. The first one is the OpenStack and the Kubernetes, CEP, and Open Compute project. So we cover a variety of topics related to open source infrastructure, such as open source hardware and open infra project and cloud native. So in this year, the VR event is held in the Seoul COEX. So if you want to join the Open Infra Days Korea, so please come to Korea and enjoy this party together. We've done 9 events so far, and this year is our 10th event. So maybe this year will be the very special event, and I really looking forward to seeing everyone and the other open source communities. Okay, so this is the introduction of the OpenStack Korea user group, and now I'm introducing our study group member to introduce about the Skyline project and what we did. Just hold on a second.
I just
show me the screen. That's it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sengsu, for your great talk introduction of OpenStack and OpenInfra Korea. So for the next one is the Jaeseong.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Oh,
Hey, Jason, come here.
Thank you, Sangsu.
okay, Jaeseong, I will give your time and screen to you, please. Okay.
Yes. Okay, hello, I'm Jaeseong. I'm the organizer of OpenStack Korea user group. It is a great honor to have this opportunity to present the Skyline study from our group. Before introduce the Skyline study group, I will introduce our Korea user group. Our group was holding a study to make OpenStack more approachable to university students, and we are also holding seminars, various topics about OpenStack. Recently, we held a seminar and talked about experience while using OpenStack. This time, we studied Skyline instead of Horizon, which is the most commonly used OpenStack dashboard. The Horizon has the cons of being slow when installing OpenStack on the desktop. Also, there were comments that didn't look user-friendly, and users were confused about the function and had to spend a lot of time to understand them. Unlike this, Skyline had positive response from first-time users due to its fast speed and user-friendly interface. However, Skyline also had some inconvenience. Since it was only released on September 29, 2022, it was hard to get information about it. And unlike Horizon, it was not translated into Korean. For these reasons, we decided that if we did a study on Skyline, we would be able to translate it into Korean and at the same time show the usefulness of Skyline to many people. So we did a study about it. The following is the curriculum for a Skyline study. Since everyone was new to Skyline, the focus was on getting a functional understanding of Skyline and identifying its pros and cons. We started by installing Skyline, learning about what features Skyline has, and then analyzing the difference between it and Horizon. We went through the process of translating and contributing to the Skyline project. We met in the offline once a week to analyze, present our findings, and share our thoughts. We also used the Sandbox project to learn about how OpenStack goes through the contribution process to translate Skyline. To learn how GitHub manages versions, we made as many changes as possible to GitHub and uploading them into OpenDev and created a new patch set for each translation. However, the process of version control in OpenStack is an unknown and difficult concept for users who are used to using GitHub. So issues came up. In the process of modifying the old patch set, instead of modifying the existing files, we overwrote them and uploaded the patch set. Caused the existing translation to disappear. We lost 1,000 lines. When we heard this, we screamed no and rebased the previous patch set to recover our efforts, which was a giddy experience. Even with these issues, they uploaded a lot of translations, which was a proud experience for us. During the course of the study, we learned how to install Skyline, the differences between the Horizon and Skyline, how Skyline can monitor SAP storage, and how to contribute to OpenStack. Thank you. Next, Jihye Park. Have
Hi, my name is Jihye, and I work as a cloud infrastructure engineer at Cafe24. In this presentation, I will discuss what Skyline is and explain how to build a Skyline environment. Skyline is an OpenStack dashboard optimized by UI/UE and supports OpenStack versions starting from train. It provides a user-friendly interface that makes it easier for developers to maintain and operate while offering improved concurrence performance. Skyline has been developed by 99 Cloud, and its mascot is the nine-color deer, inspired by the Chinese Dunhuang mural. This is consistent with 99 Cloud's inception philosophy of embracing and feedback from the community. The choice of the nine-color deer as the mascot reflects the inspiration for Skyline to provide a better dashboard for the OpenStack community and users, embodying qualities of being light, elegant, and powerful. Skyline consists of two components, Skyline UI and Skyline API. Skyline UI is the management dashboard built with React.js and runs on the browser. It provides a user-friendly interface for managing the cloud environment. And Skyline API is a HTTP service that serves as the backend for Skyline UI. It provides the necessary APIs for Skyline UI to interact with the underlying cloud infrastructure. When the browser is accessed, the cloud service is accessed through the VIP. The request will firstly enter the HA proxy cluster, and one of the workers will perform load balancing and send the HTTP request to a control node. If the accessed content is a static file, the Skyline UI will directly return the static file to the browser. But if an API service is accessed, it is forwarded to Skyline API or OpenStack API through the Nginx proxy, and the corresponding data is returned. Next, I will explain about Skyline's core features. Firstly, the front-end and back-end have their own responsibilities. The front-end focuses on functional design and user experience, and the back-end focuses on data logic. Secondly, it is simple and reliable. With the simple architecture and stable operation, it doesn't encapsulate unnecessary logic, and it follows the API of OpenStack service. Thirdly, it provides better performance. It uses coroutines to improve concurrence, and it reduces calling to improve performance. Lastly, it is cool to use and develop. It provides excellent user experience design and software architecture. For the functional testing of Skyline, we have built a Skyline environment using DevStack. DevStack is a series of extensible scripts used to quickly bring up a complete OpenStack environment based on the latest versions of everything from Git master. We installed DevStack on a cloud instance with the following specifications: 4 cores, 8 GB RAM, and Ubuntu 20.04. By default, DevStack installs the following OpenStack service: Keystone, Glance, Nova, Placement, Cinder, Neutron, and Horizon. To use the Skyline, we modified the DevStack configuration file local.conf by adding the Git URL of the Skyline API. Once DevStack installation is successfully completed, you can access the Horizon dashboard using the provided URL. From there, you can log in using the default user credentials and manage VMS, networks, volumes, and images from there. Similarly, Skyline can be accessed through port 999, just like Horizon. Thank you for your attention. Now WonGyeong will continue with this presentation. Terima kasih. Hello, my name is WonGyeong Lee, working at Hello, my name is WonGyeong Lee, working as an OpenStack engineer at Cafe24. I will now talk about how Skyline dashboard works by showing a demo video, and also new features of Skyline which Horizon doesn't support. When you logged in to the Skyline, you can see the dashboard looks like this. Some of you may already use the Horizon, but some of you may not use it before. So I brought some screenshots so you can compare the UI. Okay, here's a demo video. I already made some instance, but I will make a new one. I will make the instance with the serious image. I'm sorry, I'm not used to this device. 만약에 동영상 스타트려면 Okay, I will do it again. When you selected flavors and volumes that you will create for the instance, there's a pop-up showing how the quarter will be changed by creating this instance, which is not supported in Horizon. And I'm now going to attach a network to the instance. When you do this, you can manually assign address that you want to assign. For now, I will just automatically assign the IP in this demo. I will set the name of the instance to Skyline. And there's two options when you create the instance. Login and the password type you can choose. And for the scheduling the instance, there's an option that you can choose a hypervisor you want to schedule it. Okay, so all settings are set, and the instance is now on a building status. It will take some time, so I will show you the detail of the instance by the one that I previously created. It looks like this, and you can see the brief overview of the instance in this page. There's network information, flavors, and also image. You can enable lock on this instance. When you enable lock, some pictures,
Some actions like stopping the instance and rebooting it is forbidden. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so the lock is enabled and I'm now going to unlock it. For the networking topology, it looks like this. And when you logged in as an administrator, you can switch the dashboard to the administrator version. When you do this, so when you switch to the administrator dashboard, you can see the monitoring console. I think this is the most different picture from the horizon. You can see the OpenStack dashboards and also physical nodes and SAP cluster. These panels are only enabled when you integrate Prometheus to the Skyline. Our study members have tested this, so I will talk about this more on the slide. So there's an option called Prometheus endpoint in Skyline configuration file. You can integrate Prometheus to Skyline by setting the endpoint onto this option. Our members deployed exporters like below, node exporters, OpenStack, and SAP. All targets are up at the Prometheus. When we set like this, we were able to see the dashboards are enabled like this. You can see the physical nodes and OpenStack services are looking like this. But for our opinions about the monitoring feature, it seems like there's pros and cons. For pros, when you don't want to build external monitoring tools such as Grafana, you can easily access to the monitoring by using one dashboard by Skyline. But on the other hand, it's really hard to customize the panels, as Skyline doesn't support editing the panels as on the browser. So there must be some limitation to use it for real operation. It's all for me, and thank you for listening. terima kasih.
Yeah, thank you for awesome talk from the Korea user group. Okay, we move to the next agenda. I think this is a question and answer or discussion. Okay, I will invite all speakers to join to the stream. So we will answer the question.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, please chat in the live stream.
Okay, let me check the question. For the first question is pointing to Arya from Jiyun from the South Korea, I think from the name. If I upgrade to CEPHADM, will it be done or rolling update basis? Arya, please go ahead.
Okay. Let me understand the question first. Rolling updates. What do you mean by rolling updates? If it's updates gradually, then the answer is yes. So it will start gradually update the chef monitor first and then the chef manager. And after those components are completed, then it will go to the next components.
So for the last thing is the chef OSD, right?
Yes, the last one is chef OSD.
Okay, thank you for your answer. We move to the next question from Iqbal. Why you recommend running Chef on Docker instead of System D?
I mean, maybe I will add from the previous question, and
Mhm.
also Chef ADM not only rolling update randomly, it uses Chef best practice, so it will update the component based on the best practice order. Okay,
Yeah,
let's continue to this Iqbal question. Why you recommend running Chef on Docker instead of System D? So this is my personal opinion. The first one is because it will isolate the process. So for each chef component, it will be isolated within a container. So it will give you probably a better security. And the second opinion is we have the better capability to upgrade, not only upgrade, but downgrade the version easily. Because when you are using package, it's very hard to near impossible to downgrade your package because it has a lot of dependencies. While using container, the dependencies is stays within the container image. That's my 50 cent.
Chiano is the billion answer, I think.
Yeah. But back,
Okay,
this is preparations. If you if you love system D so much, you can still use it.
okay. It depends of your preference.
Preference. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then move to next question from Ardan Ari Wibowo. How can I limit the CPU and memory usage per OSD in Ceph? Which version of Ceph are you using? There's two questions.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to thanks the question. Thank you for the question, Jiyun and Iqbal. And now thank you for the questions, Ardan. How can I limit the CPU and memory usage per OSD? So natively for CPU, I don't think we have the config parameter for it, but for memory, there is a config parameter called OSD underscore memory underscore target, which will allocate the memory target for the chef process. You can set it with chef config set. So natively, you don't have this special resource limitations in chef ADM. But if you still want to limit your resource usage, CPU and memory, you can do it through the Docker functions. There is Docker options, CPUs and memory. So you can set limitations for your chef components. It's either your monitor, manager, or OSD. But I don't recommend to set limit to your resources because you don't want your process to get killed because exceeding the limit defined. Otherwise, it will cause chaotic on your cluster. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
And the questions, which version of Chef are you using? If you open the repository before upgrade, I'm using version 15.2.17 with codename of Octopus. That's before the upgrade. And after the upgrade, you will have version 17.2.6 or codename Quincy.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Arya. Very good. Move to the
Yeah.
next question. The question, I think, pointing to the South Korean from the KDV. What makes Skyline better than Horizon? Is Skyline need more memory or CPU consume?
Do you have any idea about this question?
Sorry, I don't have.
Okay.
Sorry, I too.
In my opinion, so for now the Horizon is better than the Skyline project because then some features are not still not working in the Skyline Skyline web UI and um, as I know, the Skyline does not support the whole OpenStack component, such as Meetup or the other components. So for now, the Horizon is the best option for the web UI for OpenStack. But Skyline has a very potential project because it is more new styles of UI and it it has a unique function features like monitoring the monitoring with the Prometheus. So for now, the Horizon is the best option for us. And the Skyline need more memory or CPU consume. No, I don't think so. It is same as on Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope it's answer your question, KDV. Move to the next question from Rap Shirap. In Skyline, can we integrate multi-region OpenStack in one dashboard?
Yeah. The Skyline support the multi-region OpenStack in a one dashboard.
Okay. The next question is also from Rap Shirap. How integrate Skyline project with the existing OpenStack installation?
Maybe this question can be answered by WonGyeong.
Okay.
I think you can clone the code from the OpenStack GitHub and install it, or if you are running on component as a Docker, you can find if there's a Docker image supporting Skyline, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's all.
Yeah, the Skyline is just the web console of OpenStack. So as I know that there are some configure in the Skyline project to setting the keystone URL in a Skyline. So that you can use Skyline with the existing OpenStack installation.
Okay, great. Thank you, WonGyeong and Sengshu. Move to the next question from the Aldin Setiawan. I think this pointing to Arya. Should we read the white paper of Ceph before using it?
Okay, thank you, Aldin, for the questions. Should, this is a strong word. Should you? You don't have to actually, but it's back to you, up to you. If you want to learn more, learn in depth about Chef, how Chef actually works, and you have a curiosity of how it actually started, you can read the white paper. But I think that's optional.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be should.
But we are highly recommended to read it
Yes, for geek only.
for geek only. If you want going to deep dive, I think it's better to read the white paper of Chef. Aldin, thank you for the question. Okay, we move to the next. Is coming from Rap Europe, pointing to the Korean user group. Is possible Skyline project can be used to monitor and detect anomalies in the OpenStack environment?
Uh, as I show you some screenshots, there are limited panels which are supported on Skyline. So if there's a specific needs you want to build, there can be a limitation to see the picture you want. But for now, you can see if the agents are running well on the Skyline. But the aggregation picture that is not supported, so you cannot see how many agents are running all right or how many agents are down. So you have to aware this. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Also, thank you for your answer. So basically, you need to the standby and aware about the warning on the Skyline. Yeah. Okay, I think this is the last two question. Can we replace our Horizon dashboard with Skyline without downtime? Jaeseong, you want to answer?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it works. If you install the Skyline on a GitHub source code, based on source code, you can install Skyline without downtime. That works. Thank you.
Okay. You want to
yeah.
add more, Sanju?
Oh yeah, the Horizon and Skyline is different project and a different component in your OpenStack component. So you can also run the Horizon in your OpenStack environment, and you can also run the Skyline in your OpenStack cluster. So you can run both of them, and you can run a Horizon or the Skyline.
I see. Okay. So basically, you can install Skyline without replacing the Horizon. You can do both, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's correct.
Okay. I think this is the last question from from our audience. Is there a community or discussion forum that can be accessed to get the support and share information about using Skyline project? The resource or the Wikipedia or the GitHub project, I think. Anyone to answer for the right?
For now, there are no communities or discussion forum in OpenStack communities, but you can ask something about Skyline in an OpenStack Discuss mailing list, or there are Skyline IRC channel, but it is not active. And Skyline is developed from the 99 Club, right? 99 Club in China. And most of contributors are based in China. So for now, the communities or discussion forum is not active for now. So we are trying to make active in Skyline communities more in Korea.
Okay, thanks for your answer. Basically, you can discuss in two way. The first one with the mailing list, and the other way is the ERC, but not really active, as Sengsu said before. That's the answer, Rap Syrup. This is a sama-sama. It's mean the you are welcome from the Indonesia or Bahasa. So if you say terima kasih, the answer is the sama-sama. Okay, can we take a picture before we close this session? Sengsu and the other Korean user group.
Okay. I will take a picture.
Okay. Okay, I will count in Korean. Hana do say
Kimchi.
one more.
Okay, one more.
Hana do say. Okay. Perfect. Thank you for everyone who is joining the online meetup collaboration between the Indonesia and South Korean user group. You want to say something, Singsu, before we close this session?
No, thank you, Ari, for hosting this meetup. And I hope this is not only once a meetup. So maybe that we can do on this virtual meetup bi-monthly or the monthly meetup. So I hope the Korean user group and the Indonesian user group has a very good friendship, and hope to see you on someday, maybe the November in this year.
Okay. Thank you so much. Also for your time. Arya, you want to add more before we close?
There's nothing from me. Enough.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, especially from the Korean user group, Sengsu, Jason, WonGyeong, and Jihye. Also Arya for the speaker from the Indonesia. Thank you so much. Have a good rest. See you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. See you guys.
See you.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Oke. Kamsahamnida.
Bye.
Komawa.
Kamsahamnida.
Okay.